Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we can have a look at the Legacy Evolution Voyager class twincast figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We'll have a detailed look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. We'll do a comparison with him and his original Generation 1 self. We can then do some comparisons with him and some of the other figures that have shared the same mould as him in the same toy line, and indeed have a look at how he compares and displays with exactly that, other figures in the same toy line as well. So as you can see, quite a lot to get through with this video. So as I'm putting these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if they'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please. And I'd also like to thank In Demand Toys, which is the online shop in the UK, and that's who I purchased this from. And as you can see, they got him out to me nice and safely. So again, we've got the windowless box, which means we've got him in robot mode there, which means we've got the alternate mode on the front, which looks great. Then we've got the full robot on the side, and then just the bust up there as well. Now you can't really see him inside there, he's just at the very bottom, but he does actually come with rewind as well. And again, we can do a quick comparison with Rewind's Generation 1 self as well. So we can see it's going to take 20 steps to transform him. The Evo Fusion is we can stick the gun on the back, making it look like an aerial on an old school radio. And I am really excited about this. I know I've just shown you two other figures using exactly the same mold. I know he's just got a different head sculpt, but I love the Japanese continuity of Transformers, and it's so good to get figures like this for exactly that reason. I also, dare I say, prefer this deco even to his original Generation 1 self. I think Blaster's amazing. I definitely hope that we get more tapes coming out, because I think we definitely do need to get some more of them, even though obviously they're very, well, they're not very 2000s, are they? The people don't even really know what they are. But I just love them. I think the whole idea and the whole concept of them is fantastic. There he is. Look what I mean. Look at that colour scheme. It just really works. Right, I'm going to set him free from there and come right back to you with some first impressions. Okay then, he's set free from his packaging, and as I said in the previous part of the video, just look at this deco. It suits him so much more. It really does look great. So let's have a look at the articulation on him. Of course, the head will turn all the way around. It will look up and down. The cassette deck opens up with any button pressed. They are all molded together, but it springs out nicely there. We've got shoulder rotation all the way around out to the side. We've got a swivel underneath. We've got bicep flexion. We don't have a wrist swivel, and that's purely because it's fused ready for the transformation process. The legs, though, they will kick all the way out. They do go back. You've just got to move this little bit of a skirt there out of the way, and you can see it'll fold all the way back, and indeed the knee will go right up as well. So you've got a huge amount of articulation there as well. Again, kick forward, bend at the knee, ankle tilt and rock, and then the waist will swivel as well, which is fantastic. He's of course got the pointing index finger, which means he can press and eject his own tape deck like so. Is he going to do it? Yeah, just about. It will do, but it's nice that he's got that to point. To be fair, I think it's a lovely little touch. If I wanted to be pedantic, there's just two tiny little things. The first is that his blaster is black, and the reason for that is that his original toy was bright red. Now, the only other thing, and to be honest, this doesn't really bother me, but I'm just going to point it out. The original toy, I don't know if you can make out, the chest cavity is huge, and that's because you could hold two cassettes in it, whereas the original blaster mold, you could only hold the one. So you can see the difference in the thickness between the chest, and this is exactly the same for the normal toy as well. So that is, I suppose, the main difference between this and the original. But as I say, we haven't got that many tape cassettes anyway, so it's not going to make too much of a difference with this. We can also see there the other difference. We've got this smirk on this on Twincast's face, and just the normal head sculpt for Blaster there. But in honesty, again, they look great. I'm going to keep Rewind in his cassette mode for now, because when we come back in a second, we're going to have a look at him in his alternate mode and see how he displays there. So we're back, and as you can see, he's in his tape deck mode. Quick apologies, no transformation process on this video for a couple of reasons, that is. One, to keep the main length of this video down, and two, is not to spoil it for anybody else who doesn't want to see it. With it being a new figure, I know some people like to appreciate the first transformation for themselves. Now, to be honest, again, it's quite basic. But again, it suits its purpose. It's a complete, you know, it's an object that you just don't see anymore. Again, the tape deck pops open lovely. We can take the cassette, we can pop it in now and slot it into position, he says. Let's just make sure that's all the way down, and indeed it fits in, and you can see it's in there brilliantly, and it does open and close, to be honest, really well with no obstructions. It's just obviously for me, it's a brand new toy, and I just took it out, so it just needs positioning. Where did it go? That's it. I just need to watch. The reason why it was getting stuck, I might as well show you guys, is I was getting it caught on that lip on the inside there. Now you can, in the original way on all the other molds, to hide this was to take the dot there, sorry, the cutout, and indeed just press that against there so it keeps hidden. However, the new Evo Fusion mode, which is something I think that most people have done for quite some time, is, and probably the main reason why they kept it black, to be honest, you can either pop this in any of the, which one's it's saying to, you can pop it there if you want, or you can pop it in this one, and now it looks like an aerial for your radio. So it does sort of work, to be honest. This is the original Generation 1 blaster, which again was so much bigger. I haven't transformed Twincast into the tape deck mode, but you can just see and get a feeling of, I suppose, how much bigger the original ones were. But with regards to the alternate mode, as I say, that you're probably never going to, actually you might display it in it, but it's not really a play alternate mode anymore, is it? But it looks good, it suits its purpose. We're going to come back in a second, we're going to have him back in his robot mode, we're going to have a look at his cassettes, and we're going to see him compared with some of the other versions of this mold and toys as well. Okay then, so we're back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and let's see how he looks with his accessories and do some more displays. One thing I will mention about the transformation process, and you'll probably see it on the transformation video as well, is that for some reason my legs seem to keep coming out. Now it's not too detrimental, you can just slide them straight back in, but on both times transforming him, either way they did pop out. It's just something I did want to make you aware of, and I'm sure you'll see it in the transformation video as well. Right, so the blaster, again, if you wanted to, you could store it at the back. You could either store it upwards, or you could store it via the tab on the handle out of the way. But I don't understand why you would want to do that. I would think that you just want to literally pop it in his hand, maybe this one because the other hand's pointing, and there you go. Or indeed, in fact, because it's pointing, it looks like it could be reaching for a trigger. So let's just switch hands for a second with regards to this. And yeah, he looks great. He does look really good with that. I've still got rewind in cassette mode, and just to show you that you can still have him in the cassette, of course, in this mode, and he still looks and displays absolutely fine. But I'm sure you'd probably want to get him out and indeed have a look at him. Now let's make sure this guy doesn't fall apart as well as I start to transform him. So we're just going to pull the arms out with this. The problem I've got with this is I've got no nails, so that's usually why I do these ones off camera as well. And again, it seems to be holding strong. It is translucent plastic. It looks good though. Let's bring the arms down, and there we go. He does look really good. Let's put him with, of course, eject. You can see there, and again, they both look fine. I just need to turn the hands around on this. Where are we? There we go. Now we can see them. It would be nice to get ram horn and steel jaw as well. Of course, I've got the shattered glass version here as well. I'm just going to pop there. I think we might as well do, in fact, before we do all the blasters, here is Metal Hawk, who is the other Voyager class figure from this wave, and as you can see, they both are pretty much exactly the same height, which is great. They do look good together. He is quite a tall Voyager, to be honest, because this is obviously Scrap Hook, and he's towering way above him, which is good. And of course, he's got the little cassette as well, as a bonus, in honesty. Let's just bring him out of the way, and then let's do something. To be honest, I really didn't think I'd be able to do this at any point soon. Maybe Blaster, of course, but not Blaster, Twincast, and indeed Shattered Glass Blaster. This is something that, again, I wouldn't have thought would have happened at all. It really is so cool that we can, in fact, do this and indeed just have a look at them all compared together. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them up behind. So I'm going to put the Shattered Glass one there. I'm going to put normal Blaster obviously in the middle, but you get a sense of how big the original ones actually are compared to the newer ones. And this is just going to fit there. there we go. That is, and then of course if I put that at the front you can't see them at all anymore, but there you go. These are brilliant toys, brilliant figures. They are lots of fun. I'm going to pan out a little bit just so you can see them a little more there, and I'm going to finish off here. I know he's another redeco, but he is a different character, and as I've already said, and we'll finish with saying I prefer this toy, I prefer this deco to myself. Which version do you prefer? Let me know in the comments, guys. Take care.